Do the 1895 first.
We'll start off on Sunday with the 1895 Cup. We'll start off with Leigh. They're taking on Widnes. This is game number 2.
This is before they sign a load of players this week that we don't know.
So them players will they sign as well. Can they play in this game? Colin? Or the big cup sign?
I would imagine they could.
Well, Junior South would have played in the 1895 Cup.
No,
let's be fair.
right. So
No, but have they missed the registration?
Are there any rules? Seriously?
anyway, but yeah, it's well certainly
What are you laughing at?
the squad what Leigh have got, and Derek Bowman has said, you know, I want to take Leigh to Wembley. I want to day out at Wembley from there, and certainly with the signings what they've made. Yeah, with this a bit of a derby, isn't it, to be honest with you there, but I just feel as though Leigh will have too much quality for Widnes, and I'm going for the Leafers to win, and I'm going for Leigh to win by 14.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Widnes yesterday. Thought a lot of their young kids really stepped up. But I guess that was a game probably that they didn't want before a semi-final, because I would imagine physically it took a lot out of
Well, he made 6 changes. I reckon a lot of them will be back this
for a
week.
semi, yeah. I just think there's something about the role that Leigh are on at the moment. They've set themselves the goal, I think, to get to Wembley. I think that will be a signal of their regeneration. The likelihood is they're going to be in the playoffs, and I think whatever position they finish in, they'll be a threat because of the recruitment they've done. That's for another day. I think they will get to Wembley. I can't see Widnes having enough firepower to trouble them.
Are you sticking by your rules last week where you're tipping against whatever we say?
No, not this week.
I'm
going
not
for Leigh. Oh no, we said we were changing the order, so you can go last. So
yeah.
I'll go for. I'm going for Leigh. You mentioned they're on a great roll. There'll be a huge incentive for them. You know, Derek Beaumont's put a lot of money in. They want to lead his side out. Widnes were great against Toronto, but this is a hungry Leigh at the minute. They're on a charge. They're looking. You know, they're getting they're 5 points clear of Bradford. With 5 games left, they think they're going to get in the playoffs. They could give it a real shake, Leigh. We'll see, but I think Leigh will win. I think Leigh will win quite heavily. Nothing against Widnes youngsters, and they'll bring some players back. They'll give it a crack. But last 2 away games got thumped at Halifax, thumped at Bradford. I think they'll get thumped again. So I'll go for Leigh by 24.
I'm not saying this because then I only have to download 1 club badge and stick it on the screen instead of 2. But I'm going for Leigh as well because they're in better form. Widnes have got, I can't say they've got bigger fish to fry, I think, because they should still be good enough to stay above the relegation zone. They've got that lead as it is already. Oh, by the way, you remember I said I'd broken the spreadsheet? Our friend who put together the thing in the first place, Peter, I think it is, I'm trying to find it now, has gone through the whole of the season and actually updated it.
All right.
And the amazing thing. Oh, it's David. Sorry, David. David Harris.
Go on then.
No, Scottish top.
Oh, why did you just say it?
Can you not just repeat that?
He clearly hasn't updated it properly.
The podcast didn't record that. Just repeat that, Mr. Shawright, please.
Yeah, you are top of the. Is that the Russians?
That's why. That's why I'm the legend. That's why I'm the legend. There's still plenty more.
You'll make it sooner rather than later.
Where's the Iran I can build a rugby league?
Richie, just say that once more again. Who's top of the league?
You are. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Don't peak too early.
Say, yeah. Still plenty of games to go.
It's quite tight on the tipping comp,
Yeah.
isn't it, between you two? I'm lagging behind a little bit. Nothing the correct score won't sort out.
I'm going to say my tipping percentage this year is dreadful. I think
Well, you go that philosophy we all pick when you're good.
Anyway, right, move on.
Sheffield by 20.
Sheffield against Batley.
Yeah, Sheffield, listen to Mark Aston, they keep saying that they've both been at Wembley Park. Sheffield's great victory, back in '98 from there, and they're making sure that players know what Wembley's all about, and you may only get one opportunity to play there from there, so they're making sure that the players know exactly what this means about playing at Wembley. But tell you what, I was interested with the comments what Matt Diskin said about Sheffield the other week when Sheffield beat them quite convincing. He said, well, do you know what, they're not that good a side, they should not have beaten us by this point, so I think they might be a little bit quietly confident Batley to beat Sheffield from there. The pressure is on Sheffield because they are desperate again to repeat what they did in '98. It's nowhere near the same comparison, but they want to get to Wembley from there. And can the Sheffield players handle that sort of pressure? I think they'll go there a lot more relaxed Batley from there. I think there could be a bit of surprise from here. I don't think there'll be too many in it. I'm going for Batley to turn Sheffield over by 7.
I I think Sheffield's hopes of being in the top 5 have all but gone. I know it's only 4 points and there's still enough games for them to rectify that, but I just don't think they're playing well enough at the moment on a consistent basis. I think that Wembley is what's left for Sheffield this year. Batley have been too inconsistent. I think Matt struggled to get a tune out of them this year. They are still only 4 points off the relegation now, but they just can't seem to put a string of results together. I think it will be Sheffield's day in the sun. I think they will inculcate that 98 spirit. I think this is what Mark Aston is best at, motivating a team in the John Keir mould for how to get up in a cup competition. So, other than I agree with you, it'll be close. I think I'll just go Sheffield.
I'm going to go Sheffield. Batley went to York, didn't they? Did they win away at York last time?
Yeah.
So I mean that's a great, they've gone away and won. But I just look at Batley when they go on the travels, and they're not very convincing at the minute. I think they've underperformed this season by their own standards. I think they've had a disappointing year, and I think Sheffield on the day can put some points. And I get what you're saying about pressure, and it's a semi-final. Anything can happen. And would I be surprised if Batley won? No, I wouldn't. But I'm going to go for Sheffield.
Yeah, even though I used to work in Batley, I'm going to take Sheffield, home advantage for them. And Batley, I know I said Widnes shouldn't get dragged into it, but the difference between Widnes and Batley is Widnes have won 12 games of 22, Batley have won 6 of 22 in the division, even though they're a point above Widnes. So Sheffield by 18, and it'd be good to see them back at Wembley, celebrating 21 years since they were there in the most famous final in
I was
donkey
there.
years.
Great. Right, that it done. Okay, right. Hull against Warrington, 2 o'clock kickoff at the Uniball on.
Is that what it's known as? Is that what they call
Yeah.
it?
Why is the Women's Cup final not on there?
Because the League Weekly are sexist.
Well, this is League Express.
League Express are sexist. League Weekly are not. They've got it in their list.
Oh, yeah, well, you just.
League Weekly are other things. League Express.
We'll do the Women's Cup.
Yet, well, the black and white certainly they love the Challenge Cup, don't they? We know what's happened over the last 2 years out of 3 from there, 1-2, and I said let it go from there. So they know it's on. They love the Challenge Cup, and I think the Hull forwards will absolutely batter Warrington forwards. To be honest with you, I don't think Blake Austin will have any sort of foundation to work on from there. Hull know themselves what Austin did to them early in the season, so they won't be taking any dummies. You stop Blake Austin, you stop Warrington. So there's 2 points there for Hull. The forwards will batter Warrington's forwards. Blake Austin won't have any impact. And then the goal kicking, the kicking game, if Albert Kelly plays as well, that Maverick from there, Hull for me are just a quality side, certainly the Challenge Cup, and I think Hull are going to batter Warrington. I'm going.
Why did they battle Leeds?
I'm going the black and whites by 14.
Warrington are a bit of a hole at the moment. Is it 4 out of the last 6 they've lost? It's
Still second.
I know it's the wrong time of the season to be out of form, I think. And the important thing you said about Hull's performance on Sunday, when they could have had one eye on the semi-final, and in previous rounds of the Cup have had one eye on the Cup run, they found a way to win. So I think that whatever Warrington throw at them on Saturday, Hull will have an answer for. Thought their bench was brilliant yesterday, that everybody they brought on made a contribution.
How good is he, Fash?
Brad Fash was superb when he came on. But Jordan Lane was good, and he may not even make it this week with Kelly being fit. There's something about the way Hull played that they know this prize that's on offer next week, and they've been building up to it. Wembley's almost their second home now at the moment. I can't see Warrington having enough firepower on the way they're playing. They really are missing Stephen Ratchford.
They are.
And with the great respect to Jake Mamo, he isn't a significant replacement at fullback. He might be good on the wing, but it just seems he's
a lot of money for a winger.
Exposed a bit at fullback, I think. I'm not even sure Steve Price knows what his best team is at the moment. I'm certain that Leigh Radford knows what his best team is. So I'm going to go Hull. I think Hull by 8.
Yeah, Warrington, someone put 63 on Hull earlier in the season. Hull went to Warrington and won against all the odds. I just think Hull are a big game team. I think they'll win. I had no doubt they'd win last week at Leeds. Absolutely no doubt. I think when this team decides they're going to turn up, they win. It's as simple as that. I think Hull will win. I think Hull will win quite easily. I think they're... the one where I had, and I mentioned this earlier in the season about Warrington, I don't think the pack is strong enough in the big games that they can get taken on look, Blake Austin could have a wow game. Warrington could win easily. I'm just not sure that's happening at the minute, and I think the pressure's starting to build. I think some of the comments Steve's coming out with are a team that know they need to start winning. I think it'll have to wait another week. I think Hull will win. I'm going to go Hull by 16.
I should go Hull, but I'm going to go for Warrington. Hull just have this tendency sometimes to throw in a stinker, and they haven't done for a while, have they? Even though Warrington are no good at the minute. I think every argument in my head says to pick Hull. I'm going to go with Warrington anyway, and it's going to be decided in extra time. Is it proper extra time or golden point?
Golden.
And they will win by 4 points.
Okay, good. Right, last but not least, Halifax against St Helens.
They've got the Women's Cup final.
Well, if Halifax pull this off, and we know what happened when Featherstone beat Hull back in 1983, we know what happened when Sheffield beat Wigan in 1988. If Halifax beat St Helens this weekend, this will be the biggest upset in Rugby League history because of the circumstances, the full-time professionalism, the quality of what St Helens have got from full-back to centres to wingers to half-backs, the mobility of the forwards, the size of the forwards, and the quality of what they got. No disrespect to Halifax, they're going to have their moment in the sun, and Grixie's been saying, we're not going there to make the numbers up, we're going to make sure, yes, we know what quality they've got, they're far more better skilled than what we have, but I want us to make sure we turn it with the right attitude and making sure we give a good account of ourselves. That's great, but that will only get them so far. Can they turn the upset? No, not a chance. Not a chance. Too much quality, too much skill, too much pace, too much size, and this will be quite easy for St Helens. No disrespect to Halifax, but the players quite simply are nowhere near a patch of what St Helens are. This will be St Helens, and it'll be St Helens around about the 64 mark.
I think the other thing that they've got is desire, which comes from how they let themselves down at this very stadium a year ago when they were overwhelming favourites to beat a Castellan team who within the first half an hour had played them off the park. If Halifax can still be in it at half time, that will be an achievement. There's a doubt about Scott Morrell, but he will play. There's a doubt about Lachlan Coote, he might not play. I still don't see that being the difference between the two teams. I just hope loads of Halifax fans turn up. I hope the weather's good for them. I hope they have
Why
something.
have we heard nothing about ticket sales?
I hope they have something to sing and shout about, and Saints will win by 40.
Saints by 48. Don't
Yeah, I'll go 62.
John's gone 72. Tony's gone Halifax by 6, but he's Warrington. He's biased, he don't like Saints.
Right, Women's Cup final then. You can go first as our expert. Cast Leeds.
It's Castleford, isn't it? They're the best team in the competition at the moment. I've seen them. And they beat Leeds. They nilled Leeds at the Jungle earlier in the season. Leeds have had to adapt to play without Lois Russell. We were at the final last year. She scored the try that won them the cup. It was like it was written in the stars.
Yeah,
I believe some people would probably believe it was. And when they didn't have her for the grand final against Wigan, and that's to take nothing away from Wigan, they didn't have a plan to play without her, I don't think, or one that worked. But they've adapted to that since. Courtney Hill's a very good captain, very good goal kicker. That could be crucial. On Saturday morning, 11:15, daft kick-off time, because people will be travelling and won't be there, which is not disrespectful. Well, it is disrespectful. It's not the fault of the people who are travelling. Leeds are good, but Castleford are better. Leeds have that big game experience though, and they won last year. They might have.
Come on, I want to go home.
Cast by 8. I think it'll be closer than the bookmakers think.
What start they getting? 16?
That's what he said.
I'm a Leeds man, so I'm going Leeds by 10. Super lads.
I think you're right about Lois, but on the flip side of that, Danica Prim's now back, and she made a big difference off the bench, even in defeat against St Helens this weekend. it is going to be about big game temperament, and Cass will go in as overwhelming favourites because of the way they played this year. But they've not been in that situation before.
Saints were overwhelming favourites for the semi-final. They didn't win.
They will want revenge for last year because they played extremely well. It was one of the best women's games I've seen, and there literally was nothing between the teams until Lois's try a couple of minutes from time, which he fashioned out of nowhere. I think it could be as close this time. I've not seen enough of Castleford play. I've seen a fair bit of the Leeds games. I'll go with form Cass narrowly, but I think it could turn out to be the best game of the day.
I think there'll be at least one card in the game as well.
Yeah, it's. Look, I think it's going to be a belter, and you know what this strikes me of? It's like the when the two met in the men's grand final. Cass have got all the skill, all the players, all the form.
No, they are more.
And Leeds have been there and done it before, and it's big game mentality, and we're the best one in the world. So I'm putting 100 on Wakefield. Leeds went to Saints and won. I know they got beat by him yesterday. Yesterday, in the grand scheme of things, didn't matter half as much. I've got a sneaky feeling that Leeds might win.
They always do.
No, but I just big game mentality. Cass, can they finally make the breakthrough?
It would be massive for the town.
I think it'd be good for the game if we had a new winner in Castleford. So I'm going to go for Cass. I'm going to go Cass by 10.
What I will say is, if you've never seen a women's game,
watch it.
Make it this one. Yeah. There's some stars on display on both sides. Georgia Roach is the current woman of steel playing for Cass. She's been brilliant. If Rhiannon Marshall is successful in her appeal, she's an ex-Leeds player. There's another level there. If you can get there for 11:15, please go. You will not be disappointed.
Everything they say about women's football is they always take about, it's more skillful because it's less physical. This will be a extremely physical game of rugby league, and it will be. I think it will be the best game of the day because I think it has that rivalry about it.
It does. I can't wait to talking it up. We will be doing. Keep on 40-20 later in the week. We'll have some stuff for you on that one. We're looking forward to it. Good luck. May the best team win. That's how it is, isn't it?
Hi everyone over in the UK. Well, I'm here to tell you that come October this year, I'll be travelling to the UK to do a week-long talking tour. I'll be talking about everything in my life, my rugby league career, how I started, and of course how I finished this year. I'll be travelling to Leeds, St Helens, Hull and Doncaster to do live events. Go to rmsportsevents.co.uk to get all the information. I'll also be playing a couple of games of rugby league against an old foe of mine, Adrian Morley. The events also support Life for a Kid. Can't wait for it. It's going to be great fun. I love the UK. See you in October.